Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and on today's video we're talking about Dries Van Noten. So I have been eyeballing this actual brand for a while. They are a fashion label from Belgium. Dries Van Noten is the name of the designer, and this is his brand, obviously. The brand was established in 1986 as a menswear collection, and then he launched women's wear. So he's been around for quite some time. He's very much known for embroidery. He's known for adding pops of color to very traditional suits or traditional, pieces of menswear and women's wear, actual clothing pieces. And they launched their actual fragrance label in 2013, and it was essentially coming out with a lot of fanfare. The bottles are very, very creative. They really have that creative energy from the actual label itself. This bottle itself, I don't have one here, but I do have the sample. So this is what the little sample looks like if you are interested in that. But this bottle is going to have that yellow glass. It's transparent. Then it has like a white and green checkerboard at the bottom. Very nice, very simple, very timeless, very elegant, very modern at the same time. It's a very really cool design. Each different fragrance has a different design altogether, which really allows for the actual fragrances to have their own vibe and inspiration behind the actual bottle design, which is pretty cool. So the fragrance that we're talking about today is Rock the Myrrh, which is a myrrh fragrance, obviously. And this fragrance was launched in 2022. The perfumer for this fragrance is listed down here below, of course. And the reason I'm doing a video on the sample, I know you guys are probably like, I usually don't do videos on samples, is for the reason that I have been eyeballing this brand for quite some time. They're pretty pricey. They're not terrible compared to other brands, but they're still up there in price. I think this one itself costs 340 US dollars for 100 mils or 3.4 fluid ounces. They do offer refillable bottles, so the bottles are refillable. You can buy the refills instead of paying, I think it's $380 for the refill, but it's 200 mils. So you could technically go get that on its own and, fill out little decants and stuff. I like the bottles for this fragrance brand, and this is a brand that, like I said, I have been eyeballing for quite some time, and I think I am hooked. I am very much impressed with this fragrance thus far. The quality is there, the longevity is there. They really take, craftsmanship seriously, which is what we look for in perfumery in today's market. In a world of mass-produced fragrances and everyone and their mom has their own fragrance out there, this fragrance line really takes, like I said, craftsmanship very seriously, and they take pride in it as well, which is very refreshing. So the top notes for this fragrance are going to be cypress and pink pepper. Our heart notes are going to be Indonesian patchouli as well as myrrh. And then in the base, we're going to get suede, benzoin, as well as labdanum. So you get lots of labdanum, you get lots of benzoin, which are going to make this fragrance a little bit sweeter. Then you get that myrrh, obviously being the star of the show, but it's mixed with that patchouli, and it's a very earthy patchouli, so it kind of mutes out the to me, myrrh kind of comes off as churchy smokiness, kind of like incense, but not quite there. I mean, it's not the same thing by any means, but they kind of have that same vibe to them, which they're going to be a little bit more rough, a little bit more smoky, a little bit deeper, a little bit darker. You do get the deeper, darker elements in it, but mixed with that benzoin and that patchouli, it really creates a sweet, delicate fragrance that is also, it also has depth. It also has lots of quality to it. And it's very, very fascinating that they took this approach with this fragrance. And I just have to say, the dry down for this fragrance is phenomenal. As the fragrance does dry down, when you get to wear it on the skin or you get to wear it on your clothing or whatever you're doing with the fragrance itself, the fragrance becomes very creamy and soft and delicate, very expensive smelling. And it's a very different approach to myrrh, because typically we see myrrh mixed with oud, we see myrrh mixed with incense, we see myrrh mixed with sandalwood, and it's typically a little bit more of a heavier scent. And this one's going to have not necessarily a super heavy vibe, but it's going to have that depth that we're looking for from the note of myrrh, but with that nice lighter quality, that creaminess that really allows you to wear the fragrance on a daily basis. Longevity for this fragrance is pretty good. I sprayed this card a few days ago and it still smelled like it. I did spray some on myself, and I have to say this, I took a bath and I had to scrub it off and it was still sticking onto my skin. It's really potent. but it's not going to be a powerhouse fragrance where it's going to choke you out like a menthol fragrance would. It's just going to be strong enough to stay on the skin for you to actually enjoy it and for others to actually be able to smell you without choking you out or causing you to, in other words, be overwhelmed by the fragrance itself. I really do like this scent. Their line, I have to say, is a little confusing. They have eau de toilettes, which are going to be cheaper than obviously the eau de parfums, but the eau de parfums themselves have different price points. So there's some for 300, they have some for 315. This one itself is 340, and it doesn't really make sense as to what the difference is. I'm assuming it's based on the cost of the ingredients, maybe, or maybe they're parts of different lines. It's not really necessarily explained to you on their website what the difference is between each fragrance and why the price difference, with the exception of the eau de toilette and the eau de parfum, of course. But I will have to say that this brand is one that I think people are really sleeping on. It's really good quality, it has really great craftsmanship, and the bottle design is really nice. Now, it is expensive, and I know that people are going to say, I don't know who Dries Van Noten is. Yes, he's a fashion designer, but he's not a Dior or a Chanel or a Louis Vuitton, which everyone and their mom knows, but it's also going to be something that's going to be very unique. I don't think you're going to be sitting in a room wearing this fragrance with a bunch of other people at the same time because it's not necessarily a brand that has that recognition. And I don't think everyone and their mom's going to go out and buy this. But in my opinion, it's a brand that you definitely should go check out. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried any from Dries Van Noten. So let me know if you have any. I would really like to see what people actually like to buy from this brand. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. Until next time, you guys, take care.